Hello friends, welcome to Prefacts Corners discussion. In this video lecture series, we are going to cover the important topics of 23rd June 2020. The articles covered in this discussion are United Nations Arms Trade Treaty, Exotic Macaws, Kunj Hamed Hazi, Mockumentaries Shramik, Senkaku Islands, Goliath Frog, Ambubachi Fair, Initial Public Offer, Mount Merapi, and Iceland. First article is on United Nations Arms Trade Treaty. Recently, China has decided to join the United Nations Arms Trade Treaty to regulate its arms sales. What is Arms Trade Treaty? It is a multilateral treaty that regulates the international trade in conventional weapons. It entered into force on 4th December 2014. The Arms Trade Treaty is an attempt to regulate the international trade of conventional weapons for the purpose of contributing to international and regional peace, reducing human suffering, and promoting cooperation, transparency, and responsible action by and among states. Till date, 105 states have ratified the treaty, and a further 32 states have signed but not ratified it. India has not signed the treaty on the grounds that it is weak on terrorism and non state actors, and these concerns find no mention in the specific provisions of the treaty. Next article is on exotic macaws. Recently, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has busted a wildlife syndicate which was involved in smuggling of exotic macaws from Bangladesh. Macaws is a parrot native to Central and Eastern South America. It is the largest macaw and the largest flying parrot species. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List, it is listed under vulnerable category, and as per Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, it is listed under Appendix 1. Other facts. Illegal imported birds are confiscated under Section 111 of the Customs Act 1962, which is read with the sides provisions and the foreign trade policy of India. Also, Section 48 and 49 of the Wildlife Protection Act prohibit trade or commerce in wild animals, animal articles, or trophies. Illegal wildlife trade was ranked the fourth largest transnational organized crime globally after the smuggling of narcotics, counterfeit goods, and human trafficking. The legend of Variam Kunnath Kunj Hamed Hazim, the brave freedom fighter who stood up to the British in Kerala's Malabar region in early 20th century and even established a short-lived regime of his own, is all set to be portrayed on the silver screen and is expected to hit theaters in 2021, which is the 100th year anniversary of the Malabar Uprising. The Malabar Rebellion, also known as the Mopla Rebellion, started in the year 1921, was an uprising of Muslim tenants against the British authorities and their Hindu allies. It has been often perceived to be one of the first nationalist uprisings in southern India. About Kunj Hamed Hazi. Kunj Hamed Hazi is an important figure in the echelons of Kerala's colonial history as a rebel leader who took on the mighty British Raj. His early life was his fascination with traditional music based art forms like the Dafumat and poems like Malapuram Padapattu and Badar Padapattu, and how he used art as an instrument to rally the locals against the British. Haji was respected for his scholarship and knowledge in Urdu, Arabic, and English. According to the historian, during a meeting in Manjeri, Katil Muhammad Muzaliar and MP Narayan Menon, leaders of Khilafat movement and the Indian National Congress, introduced him to the Khilafat cause. Next article is on Mukhyamantri Shramik Yojana. Recently, Jharkhand is all set to launch a 100-day employment scheme for urban unskilled workers similar to the type of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme amid the coronavirus pandemic and increasing unemployment. The Mukhya Mantri Shramik scheme will be known as Sarvi Rozgar Manjuri for Kamgar Yojana. Its objective is to enhance the livelihood security for urban poor. The urban poor will be given priority in the existing schemes. If they could not be accommodated in existing schemes, exclusive schemes for the purpose will be created and urban local bodies would be given separate funds for this. The workers will be able to demand work either in writing or orally for a minimum of 7 days and a maximum of 100 days. If a worker has a child of 5 years or less, then a female worker will need to be employed to take care of the child and paid the minimum wages. All basic amenities, medical facilities, registration, as well as social security will be provided in the scheme. The wages under the proposed Yojana are likely to be at least 40% higher than that provided under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme in the state. Other important states urban schemes. Kerala also runs Ankali Urban Employment Guarantee Scheme. Odisha government announced a rupees 100 crore urban wage employment initiative. Yuva Swabhiman Yojana of Madhya Pradesh provides employment for both skilled and unskilled workers among urban youth. Next article is on Senkaku Islands. Recently, a local council in southern Japan has approved a bill to change the name of an area containing Senkaku Islands from Tonoshiro to Tonoshiro Senkaku. Senkaku Islands are known as the Daiosh by China and Teoutai by Taiwan. The islands are disputed with China and Taiwan. The Senkaku Island disputes concerns a territorial dispute over a group of uninhabited islands known as the Senkaku Islands in Japan, Diaoyu Islands in China, and Tiaoyu-Tai Islands in Taiwan. Next article is on Goliath Frog. According to a recent estimate, the total population of Goliath frogs has dropped by at least 50% over the last 15 years. They are on the brink of extinction. Goliath frogs are the largest frog in the world. They are found only in the tropical rainforest of Central Africa, within the southwestern part of Cameroon and north of Equatorial Guinea. Scientists believe the Goliath frog has been around for over 250 million years. The species has a limited geographic distribution, narrow ecological requirements, and is largely hunted by the local communities in Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea for consumption and pet trade. Goliath frogs are exported to the US for participation in frog jumping contests. These frogs are classified as an endangered species by IUCN. Biologically, Mount Nonako has been termed as a veritable hotspot of African amphibian diversity. Next article is on Abu Bachi Fair. For the first time in almost 500 years, the Ambu Bachi Fair in Assam began at the Kamakhya temple on without mendicants, hermits, and devotees due to COVID-19. Ambu Bachi Mela is the most important festival of the Kamakhya Devi temple of Guwahati in the state of Assam. The Mela is celebrated every year during the monsoon season, which happens to fall in around the middle of the month of June. It marks the celebration of the annual menstruation of Mother Earth. About Kamakya Devi Temple. It is one of the 51 Shakti Peeths or holy sites for the followers of this Shakti cult, each representing a body part of the Sati, Lord Shiva's companion. The temple sanctorum houses the Yoni. As per the legends, the temple atop the Nilachal hills was built by demon king Narakasura. But records are available only from 1565 when Koch king Naranarayana had the temple rebuilt in 1565. Next article is on initial public offer. Recently, the government has started the process to launch the initial public offer of life insurance corporation within this year. The initial public offer is expected to be the biggest in the Indian capital markets, given the size and scale of LIC, the country's oldest and largest life insurer. Initial public offer is the selling of securities to the public in the primary market. Under the initial public offer, an unlisted company makes either a fresh issue of securities or an offer for sale of its existing securities or both for the first time to the public. It is generally used by new and medium sized firms that are looking for funds to grow and expand their business. Mount Merapi. Recently, Mount Merapi, which is an active volcano of Indonesia, was erupted twice, sending clouds of as 6 kilometers into the sky. Mount Tambora of Indonesia, which was erupted in 1815, became the largest volcanic eruption in the recorded history. Indonesia is located on the Ring of Fire, a vast area around the Pacific Ocean where many tectonic plates meet. Indonesia consists of over 17,000 islands and islets and nearly 130 active volcanoes. About Ring of Fire. It is also known as the Rim of Fire or the Circumpacific Belt, which is a major area in the basin of the Pacific Ocean where many earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. The Ring of Fire is home to 75% of the world's volcanoes and 90% of its earthquakes. The Ring of Fire is home to the deepest ocean trench called the Mariana Trench. Our last important article of this discussion is on Iceland. Recently, Iceland's meteorological service had said that 3,000 tremors had been registered on the northern coast of the country. Scientists have also recorded high levels of sulfur dioxide, indicating the presence of so called shallow magma in Grimsvötn, which is the country's most active volcano. Important places of Iceland. Iceland sits on the boundary of the North American plate and the Eurasian plate, with the mid Atlantic ridge running through the middle and propping up a series of moving tectonic and volcanic zones. Reykjavik on the coast of Iceland is the country's capital. Akureyri is the second largest city in Iceland. Grimsvötn is the country's most active volcano, which is located on the northwestern side of the Vatnajökull ice cap. Ísafjarðardjúpsjökull is one of the smallest ice caps of Iceland. Quick revision of the discussion. The Arms Trade Treaty is a multilateral trade treaty that regulates the international trade in conventional weapons. India has not signed the treaty. Exotic macaws is the largest macaw and the largest flying parrot species. According to CITES, it is listed under Appendix 1, and as per IUCN Red List, it is categorized as vulnerable. The Malabar Rebellion, also known as Mopla Rebellion, started in 1921, was an uprising of Muslim tenants against the British authorities and their Hindu allies. The legend of Variam Kunnat Kunja Hamed Hazim, the brave freedom fighter who stood up to the British in Kerala's Malabar region in the early 20th century. Jharkhand is all set to launch a 100-day employment scheme for urban unskilled workers known as Mukhyamantri Shramik Sehri Rozgar Manjuri for Kamgar Yojana. Japan has approved a bill to change the name of an area containing Senkaku Islands from Tonoshiro to Tonoshiro Senkaku. Goliath frogs are the largest frog which is classified as an endangered species by IUCN. Ambubachi Mela is the most important festival of the Kamakya Devi temple of Guwahati from the state of Assam. An initial public offer is the selling of securities to the public in the primary market. Mount Merapi is an active volcano of Indonesia. Mount Tambora of Indonesia became the largest volcanic eruption that have recorded till date. Grimsvötn is an Iceland's most active volcano. So these are the various facts you have to remember for UPSC prelims. Thank you for watching.